Hello, I am Scott Yannick, and today we'll be learning a little bit of New Testament Greek together. Specifically, we will be looking at the genitive case. So we'll see what it looks like in its most common singular forms, and then we'll talk a little bit about its uses, and then we'll actually see a few of those uses in action. So, first, the definite article. Remember, this just means the, and you pair it with nouns. So, first I want to point out that tu is the genitive singular definite article for both the masculine and the neuter genders. So, in the genitive and in the yet to be seen dative, both in the singular and in the plural, the definite article for the masculine and neuter will look the same. So you do have to know your genders of nouns because the definite article won't always tell you what exactly is going on. It's a pretty good cue, but it won't always tell you. So now that I've said that, this is tu, and try to say it after I say it this time. Again, definite article, masculine or neuter, singular genitive is tu. Now, for the feminine, it is unique. It's doing its own thing. It is tis. Tis. Now this time, try to say it after me. Tis. Okay. So now we'll pair the article, this time the masculine, with our chosen masculine noun, theos, and we get tu theou. And this means the god in the masculine singular genitive. Again, tu theou. Now, I say the god here, and that is a pretty good direct translation, though since it's in the genitive, you could also say of the god. And that is often a good way to think of the genitive with that word of in front of it. Not always, but it is a useful rule of thumb to keep in mind. So now I'll say it one more time, and I want you to try and say it after me. So, tu thou. All right, on to the next one. This is, you remember, in the nominative we had I, yi. Now we have tis, yis. The earth in the feminine singular genitive. Or, as I said, you could say of the earth. Again, it's tis, yis. Now try to say it after I say it. Tis, yis. And next, I bet you thought I was going to do the neuter. No, no, no. You get a test first. Try to say the god in the genitive singular. And, of course, it's masculine because the vocabulary word that we've learned for God, theos, is a masculine noun. So, I don't need to say that. So, again, try to say the god in the genitive singular. Now, if you came up with tu thou, awesome stuff. And now we move on to the neuter. We have the task, or of the task, which is tu ergu. Again, tu ergu. And this is the neuter singular genitive, meaning the task or of the task. Now, this time when I say it, try to say it after me. Tu ergu. Alrighty. Now, another quick test for you. Try to say the earth in the genitive singular, using, of course, the vocabulary word for earth that we've already learned. So if you came up with tis gis, awesome stuff. If not, well, you'll get them next time. You'll have another shot. So now, as promised, on to some uses. And basically what I want you to get out of this slide is that there are a bunch of uses for the genitive. So the nominative pretty much has the one use. It's just going to be the subject of a verb. But the genitive, it can do oh so many things. And because of that, it's both your best friend and your worst enemy, because sometimes it's really hard to figure out what it's doing, but also it's, just such a beautiful thing that it can do so many things for the language. So just to name a few, we have possession, separation, comparison, a special phrase construction called the genitive absolute, and of course, as I've already noted, many, many more things. So first, we're going to look at one very basic usage, and it is the one at the top of the list there, the genitive of possession. So we have this little phrase, and as you can see, I put ergon back in the nominative. To ergon, but I've added this little word mu. And this word mu, it's a personal pronoun, first person singular. So in English, you can think of the words I or me, but mu here is in the genitive. And this is part of why I noted earlier that the genitive can often have the word of. It often conveys the word of. So this little phrase, to ergon mu, is literally the task of me. But casually or colloquially, we would just say my task. Now, we're not actually using a possessive adjective like my or mine, but that is what it means anyway, because we are employing the genitive of possession. There actually is a possessive adjective in Kini Greek, but it's quite uncommon compared to this simple, nice little usage of the genitive of possession. So awesome stuff. Nice simple construction. So again, to ergon mu. And this time after I say it, try to do it after me. To ergon mu. So next, I want to quickly look at using the genitive with a preposition. So first of all, prepositions are words like from, in, at, to, on, stuff like that. Usually they will denote movement or position, at least in their most literal form. They can take on different meanings, but sort of in a basic sense, that is what a preposition will do. And the noun that you pair with a preposition to create a prepositional phrase like to the bank or in the bed or from the earth, as we'll see in a moment, that noun will need to take a certain case, and some prepositions take the genitive. So let's look at one. We have this preposition, apo, and we make the prepositional phrase apo tis gis. which means from the earth. Again, apo tis gis. Now, try and say it after me this time. Apo tis gis. Okay, now, finally, to wrap up, your last test. So try to say the task in the genitive singular. And of course, it is also in the neuter because the word for task that we know is a neuter word. So try to say the task. Now I don't have a slide for it, but if you said tu ergo, great stuff. And that's all I have for today. So thank you for watching. I hope you learned a lot. See you next time.